There was a time I remember telling someone who hired me for a receptionist job. They were talking about the company and how it had a lot of potential. He said, we're a sales organization. It was electronic components sales. And so I was in the electronics industry. I just wanted to be a receptionist. That was my dream. I thought I would always want to sit behind a desk and organize things and assist people. So anyway, it was a great job. And in the interview, he was talking about the opportunity to go forward and move up into sales. And that just sounded like a nightmare to me. And I said, oh, no. I will never want to do sales. But I loved the company. I thought it was great. The people were wonderful. So I got the job. Fast forward. Let's see, I started working there when I was 24. By the time, within 2 years, I was doing inside sales. I loved it. I thought, well, it's just serving people. So yeah, I can do that, so that's what sales meant to me, serving people. And then I had the opportunity to go into outside sales. And I remember being so nervous because in our industry, just like any industry, you've got the established people who are already in the territory and they're so entrenched in the market and in the accounts. And I was in electronics distribution. So we would call on all the manufacturers and engineers that would design the parts on the boards and then follow that bill of materials into purchasing, all that. So I was so intimidated to call on these accounts because I didn't have the experience. I didn't have the relationships. And I just kind of had this idea that, wow, the market's already tied up. How will I ever break in? I'm thinking about that because this morning I met a friend for breakfast and now I'm in real estate. And so he and I were talking real estate, but where we were meeting is at the restaurant right next door to my biggest account that I used to call on. And so when I drove up, all these memories flooded back to me of how intimidated I was getting started in sales. And what I learned in that job has really helped me in real estate because I had a guy who was already in outside sales in that industry. He had been in it for 20 years. He took me under his wing. He had lunch with me. And I remember him telling me, Krista, be the bread truck, be the milkman. He said, you are going to go and show up every single week at these accounts. You're going to offer something of value. You're going to be the consistent person that they always know they're going to see you every single week. And pretty soon what I learned was that there's so few people who show up regularly and are consistent with their level of service and with bringing something of value. It's the consistency. And I quickly discovered that most people just don't show up. And it didn't take long until just by showing up, I ended up gaining so much market share and, basically growing my business and even unseating, other people who had been around longer. Anyway, I now use that in real estate. I just show up, I'm consistently reaching out and doing my best to do the same thing, which is just make friends and serve people. And if you are starting out in whatever career it is, it doesn't have to be sales. You can make yourself unfireable. You can make yourself indispensable. You can make yourself recession proof by being the one who just shows up consistently day in, day out. You're there to serve and add value and not take away and not drain energy from other people, not be an energy sucker, but a life giver. And you'll be surprised if you just consistently do that over time. Your value will be there'll be such a premium on you that even in the middle of other budget cuts, you'll be one that they'll work around to try and keep you, no matter what that is. But have a great day. This is a time where, we need to stand out and we need to show up with our value because things are changing all the time. Things are uncertain. And if we can bring that certain, dependable good attitude, value will be indispensable. Have an awesome day. Talk to you soon.